Hi, isn't this crazy? It's beautiful. It's only -6 degrees Celsius. Spring is in the air. So today's episode is going to be part one on how to build your own hydroponic Dutch bucket system. So let's go. Hey, how are you? Today, my video is about building the hydroponic system. Since I did put this on Facebook with my tomato plants and my system, a lot of people sent me a lot of comments and they're very curious on how they can get something like this. A lot of people are asking me where they could buy the system, where I bought the system, but I didn't buy this system. I actually built it myself with research, of course. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make it easier so that anybody who needs to have a system like this for next spring, next summer, they can build it themselves. You know, if it so happens that I have many or quite a few people in the Montreal area, Montreal, Canada area, that would like a system like this built for them and they're willing to pay the cost of it, possibly maybe I can arrange that for you too. So you message me and then we'll think about that. Think about it over the winter. You need a good place, and then we can work the arrangements out. But I honestly do think that most of you can build this yourself. I will walk you through step by step on how you can achieve this. If you could follow me, please. First, it starts with a container that must be buried in the ground to keep the water cool. When I say water, I mean water also mixed with nutrients. As you can see, there's water inside, and also there's a pump to pump the water out, and also there's air stones that is attached to tubes from an air pump that I have in my gazebo, because fluid needs oxygen. The plant needs oxygen, so we put the oxygen in the water for the plants. So that's how it is. So there's a pump in there. These are the electrical wires for the pump that pumps the water, and these are the air tubes that leads to the air pump in the gazebo, because you don't want anything electrical outside exposed to the weather. So you have to keep all the electrical stuff inside. This tube is the outlet. The pump this water through this 1/2-inch PVC pipe that feeds all the plants. This 2-inch pipe is the return. The water comes back and goes back into the container. One of the good things about this system is it is environmentally friendly. It uses a lot less water. When you plant in soil, you have to put so much water on it that you waste a lot of water. I have 4 to 45 buckets here, and it takes maybe 4 to 5 water cans a day. Depending on the temperature, it could be more or less a day for all these plants, which is incredible, I find. So I like the hydroponic system for the reason that it takes less water. It's easier for me, and I get much better results. If you'll follow me, I will show you. This is the end of the system. This is the drain that I will talk to you about it later. And this is the end of the system. And this goes into a 2-inch pipe that goes back to the container in the ground. This is the 1/2-inch pipe where the water comes out to feed the plants. It feeds the plants, it comes, and then I put a hole in here. I screwed in one of these spurts. I don't know the right word for it. And then the water comes through here and goes into the bucket. The reason I put it like that is because I put this pipe and I sink it into the perlite. This is what we planted, and it's called perlite. It's like a popcorn. And you want the water to go in under, that way you have less green algae. I will speak to you about all of that. So this is a double Dutch bucket. This is a Dutch bucket system, by the way, hydroponic Dutch bucket system. This one is a double Dutch bucket, which means it's one bucket and two buckets in one. Two buckets, like the other one is in this bucket. So what happens is, if I can explain, the water comes and it feeds the plant and it comes in here. The pump comes on. Right now the pump works every half an hour for 4 minutes. Then when the water goes in, there's excess water. The excess water comes through here because it goes to the bottom of the bucket, and then it comes and it drains into this one, and that goes back. So here along the fence, I was so lucky to have this wall which divides my neighbor's yard from my yard, because their land was higher, so we had to put a wall on it to keep their soil from washing over to mine. Okay, so here I have all of my tomatoes, and we don't have that many right now because every 2 days we're picking, but this one will be ready in a few days. That big one will be ready. So this is so coming back to the buckets, this is a double Dutch bucket, and this is a regular Dutch bucket. So all along the fence, the water goes and it feeds all the plants, and then it returns. So instead of just let the water return, what I did was I drilled holes into the pipe. This is a 4-inch PVC pipe. I drill holes into it so that I can put this 3-inch net cup. Now I did a 4-inch pipe because I thought at that time that the roots would kind of clog up the pipe. So I thought a bigger pipe will have less clog. But I think a 3-inch pipe with 2-inch net cups can work. I think it would be very good. If you don't intend to plant like this, with net cups to plant in the return drain, then you can do a system with a 2-inch PVC pipe as a return. Just return the water into the drain, and that's it. I think a 10 bucket system is a good system. You don't have to do extreme like I did with such a long one, because I couldn't even find a pump that was strong enough that can do my complete system if I build it to the end of the fence. So this is what it is. I have planted eggplants, tomatoes, habanero pepper, which I will show you in another video. I will show you how I do my pepper sauce. And these are the plants going all the way down to the end. At this end of the PVC pipe, the drain pipe, I recommend that you put something like this. You buy an end that you glue on, that you could screw this in. So this way you can open it and wash the pipe out, rather than you just seal it in the end, So I also recommend, this one is a female end. There's another version. Why I have this one is because I bought the other version, which is a male, which is extended out so that you can hold and screw it in, which works better. I don't recommend the female one for this purpose. The male one is better. What I did was I put a piece of the tape, the white tape, plumbing tape, around it, turned it into the end so there's no leaks, and that's fine. That works fine. So at the end of the 1/2-inch pipe, you put a stopper here. You glue the stopper on, and that's the end. Okay. Next year, I think I'm going to use this part to plant cucumbers, but I'm not going to use a Dutch bucket system. what I'm going to use is I'm going to use the rock wool slabs, which is another way of growing that I'm going to try next year. So that's it. That's how it is. As you can see here on the 4-inch pipes, these pipes come in only 10 feet length. The half-inch and the 4-inch, whatever they come in. So you have to glue it together. I will show you all these different steps. If you're planning it, you have to plan a way on how you can hold this up, because this pipe has to be level. If it's not level, you're going to have issues. So you have to have a way on which to attach it so that it's not going to that it'll be level. And when you drill these holes also, I must tell you, you see like there's a line here on the pipe. So try to go with the line. Let the line be directly on top, so that way you know where your center is. And try to keep these net cups centered. I made one mistake on one of them, that's here, where the hole is off to the side, which is bad. When the water level is high on it, it drips, it leaks out there. So you have to try to not repeat the mistake I made and have it centered. See, this is not centered. This is off center, this one. So that's one thing that you have to bear in mind. So that's it for now. I'm going to now explain the different ways on how to set this up. So just bear with me. I'm going to move and come to my other table.